What's up, investors? Legendary investor Warren Buffett just told everybody what he bought and sold during quarter number 1 of 2020, and I'm going to break it down all for you right now. Okay, here we go. Let's just jump right into it. So Warren Buffett made quite a bit of transactions during quarter number 1, and it was a quarter where we saw stock market go up quite a bit and then come down quite a bit, as you know, in March. So it'll be interesting to see what Warren Buffett did during the quarter. Now, he sold completely out of his stake in PHILLIPS 66. This is an oil and gas company. Ticker symbol PSX. He also sold completely out of Travelers Insurance, ticker symbol TRV. Now, he has quite a bit of exposure to the insurance business, as you might know, through Geico Insurance. But probably the most interesting and most talked about move that Warren Buffett did during the quarter was he completely sold all of his airline stocks, and he had quite a stake built up in several of the airlines. The first one being Southwest Airlines, ticker symbol LUV. He started buying these shares back in 2016, and all the way through 2018, he was buying for about $42 per share on average. Now, he cut his stake all the way down to zero after he sold shares for about $30 per share in the last quarter. So that's a pretty rough trade. Delta Airlines, ticker symbol DAL, was another airline that Warren Buffett dumped during the first quarter. He started buying these shares also in 2016 for about $44 per share. He had a huge stake in Delta Airlines, about 11% of the company, and he sold the whole thing for about $22 per share. Finally, the last airline that Warren Buffett dumped was United Continental Holdings, better known as United Airlines, ticker symbol UAL. So Buffett has been adding regularly to this investment since about 2016 at a cost basis of about $55. He sold his entire stake for $28. So Warren Buffett really got beat up from the airline stocks. Now, instead of selling out of all these companies, he actually trimmed some of his stakes. That's something that you might think about with your investments. Instead of kind of being all in or all out, you might want to trim and kind of sell some of your investments every once in a while. And so that's what Warren Buffett did with these companies, starting with Goldman Sachs. Now, he did a massive trim job on Goldman Sachs, sold a lot of shares. He started buying these shares. Actually, he got $5 billion worth of warrants. This was back during the financial crisis of 2008. So he's been acquiring these shares a little bit at a cost basis of around $127. Now, he sold shares between $135 and $250 in Goldman Sachs. Today, Goldman Sachs shares trade about $182. The next investment that Warren Buffett decided to trim a little bit off of was another bank, JP Morgan & Chase. Ticker symbol JPM. He started buying these shares not that long ago, back in Q3 2018. The price he paid was about $92 and $100 to $119 per share. Buffett trimmed his stake by about 3% for about $90. He got about $90 per share when he sold them. So not a big trade, not one that made him a lot of money, but if you count maybe the dividend and things like that, he probably did end up doing okay on JP Morgan. Now, here comes some big winners. Warren Buffett hit an absolute home run with DaVita Incorporated, ticker symbol DVEA. This is a company that does like kidney dialysis stuff. And so he bought these shares back in 2012 and 2013 between $30 and $49 per share. And like I said, he hit an absolute home run. He sold this stock, some of it, for about $80 per share. He still owns about 30% of the company. He still probably feels there's upside left in DVA. The next stock that Warren Buffett sold just a little bit of was VERISIGN Corporation. This is ticker symbol VRSN. So he started buying these a long time ago, back in 2012, between $34 and $63 per share. Today, guess what shares trade at? $217. So the Oracle of Omaha showing he's still got it with VERISIGN, having a huge trade with that one. Next stock that he decided to trim. Now this one's interesting. The interesting thing is Warren Buffett was actually buying General Motors shares, ticker symbol GM, just last quarter in Q4 2019. Well, he decided to sell some in Q1 2020. So he's proving there that maybe you don't have to have lots of patience when it comes to certain investments. And maybe the automakers are one of those ones. So he started buying these shares back in 2012 for about $32 per share. And unfortunately, he sold this last quarter in the $20 range. So not a big winner there as well. The next stock that Warren Buffett decided to sell some was Synchrony Financial, ticker symbol SYF. He's been buying this stock since about 2017 between $26 and $34 per share. Now, it hasn't been a great performer because the stock trades today at about $17 per share. Warren Buffett trimmed about 3% off his investment in Q1 2020. Now, finally, the last stock we'll cover that Warren Buffett decided to trim a little bit off of was SUNCOR Energy, ticker symbol SU. So he's bought and sold this stock quite a few times over the years. So stock that he enjoys kind of coming in and coming out of. Just last quarter, Warren Buffett increased his stake into this company by 40%. So he owns 40% of SUNCOR Energy, and he owns it at a range between $29 and $33 per share. Now, with the shares trading at just $17, Warren Buffett certainly hasn't done too well with SUNCOR Energy. Now you might be wondering, what did Warren Buffett buy during the quarter? Again, this was a quarter where we saw all-time highs, and then we saw a massive 20 to 30% haircut on the markets. And so what did Warren Buffett buy? The interesting thing is not a whole lot. So the first stock that he bought was PNC Financial. Now, this was a stock he already owned. He started buying these shares back in 2018. He owns them between $110 and $140 per share. He increased his position. What's interesting, though, is shares today trade for about $105 per share. So what I'm looking for in Q2, will Warren Buffett increase his stake and keep buying PNC Financial, since it's actually dropped a little since Q1 when he last did his buying? And finally, the last stock that Warren Buffett bought hand over fist in Q1 was actually shares of his own company, Berkshire Hathaway, ticker symbol BRK.B. Those are the baby shares. Shares today sell for about $175 per share. Now, Warren Buffett bought $1.2 billion, that is with a B, worth of shares in the last quarter. That is over 5.5 million shares. That's a heck of a buyback, especially over one quarter. He paid about an average price of $215 per share for the Berkshire Hathaway stock. So again, it'll be interesting to see, now that the stock has fallen even more, will Warren Buffett come back and buy even more shares of Berkshire Hathaway? So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed this video where we talked about what Warren Buffett bought and sold during Q1. I'll come back in Q2 and recap what he does again. Leave me a comment below if you have any questions or any comments on what Warren Buffett did during the quarter. Maybe hit that like button if you can. And if you like what we're doing here, hit that subscribe button, because we'll certainly come back with another video soon. Good luck with your investments. Thanks for watching. We'll come back again soon. See you guys then.